Hey y'all, it's Monet and I'm back to do another video, and today the message is going to be about why you were hidden for so long, kept in the dark. You're in this dark place, just kind of going through life, you know, very grateful. You always had a grateful heart, but you just kind of lived your life with the idea and the feeling that this wasn't really like your life. It always felt like you were living like somebody else's life. And the reason you always felt like that is because in actuality, you were. And it was because people have, from the beginning of your life, have been teaming up to keep you in the dark. It's like, you have to understand that just like how we have angels in this world, we have demons in the world, and they have assignments. And it's like you had a whole team of demons from the very beginning, the whole group of people that were literally assigned to just be like the karmics in your life. And like in this lifetime, their whole assignment was to try to hold you back. And that's why you felt like you were constantly like living a life, although you were although you were a happy person, you're a happy person, but you just knew that like you had a birthright when it came to certain things, and you could feel how there was almost like this resistance when it came to you getting the things that you knew you deserved. In your heart, you knew that the life that you've lived, it wasn't your life. But it was because it was like people were trying to keep a blanket over you. They wanted to really hide you. They never really wanted people to really fully see you for who you are and what you are, out of intimidation and out of the fact that if they could hide you from the world, who you truly are, put a name on you, put a stamp on you, put you in a box, then you could never break free, and you could never like get on your path. You could never awaken to who you truly are, to be working your true gifts and really fulfill what God has, you know, for you in this life. So you've been hidden, and not in like the physical sense. Like, I'm not saying like you've been in a black dungeon all your life, not necessarily physically, but definitely emotionally, spiritually, and mentally. You've had people in your life since you were a child who have just gone over and beyond to like try to knock your light out, and you could never understand it. You remember being a child and like having like real adults like try to like blow your candle light out. And it was just so weird to you, because it's like all the other kids get to dream and they get to talk about the things that they want to do and what they want to be. You know, some kids want to be doctors, some kids may want to be a teacher or a lawyer or firefighter or a dancer or a model. And you had somebody, some adult. See, it wasn't the people. It's never the people. It's the spirits that work in these people, that can jump in and out these people and use these people, and that's what they've been doing. And you had adults like putting that kind of energy on you. You're not smart enough. You're not tall enough. You know, you're not strong enough. And you was just a little kid, just sharing your dream. But you've been going through that type of warfare, spiritual warfare, since you were little. And the thing about spiritual warfare is they work on us like from the beginning in childhood, because it's all about conditioning of the mind. It's really about like lowering your self-esteem and your self-image, and making you not see yourself in your true light. And so people have worked on you and worked on you and worked on you and worked on you. See, when the assignment in your life is large, you're going to be under attack. When you have things that you need to do in this life and you're really going to make a difference in other people's lives, you're going to be attacked. The level of attack is going to always be far greater. That's why a lot of people, they're not gonna be able to understand you. They're not going to be able to understand your journey, because they ain't have to go through things the way that you had to go through things. So it'll never resonate with them. A lot of times people look at you and they look at the possessions and the things that you have, and they're like low-key like jealous of that stuff. They're like envious, but they don't know what you had to go through, and you got everything from God. So we get ours differently. And it might appear that it just kind of falls out the sky for us. I mean, it literally does, because we get blessed from the heavens. But they don't know what hell you had to endure. They don't know why you're so strong. They just know you're strong, right? They label you and they'll say, girl, you're so strong. But it's like, they don't know what you've been combating since you were a kid. That's not their story. But you know that it's yours. You know that out of your friend group, you were always treated differently from everybody in your circle. Somebody always had to find a way when other people came around to like jab you, throw little sneak little disses in there, say something about you that was just off-putting, like try to paint you in a light. And then it got to a point where it's like, well, if they making fun of me and talking about me and trying to like dog me and like low-key talk about my family in my face, over the years it's like you come to the conclusion like, well, what are they doing? What are they saying about me when I'm not around? And so then as you got a little bit older, it's like, okay, it starts to make sense how people might treat me a certain kind of way. Because you've had people that were really around you, and that's what they did. They tried to talk about you in a way to kind of like change how people viewed you. Because they saw the stardust on you from the beginning. Like, you were a princess. You were a prince. You were always this royal being with like this high vibration. And you just shined. And you never meant to like, you were never like trying to outshine anybody or outdo anybody or anything like that. It was just, you were different. You were different. And these people, they saw that. And they wanted to snatch that from you because you want to know what? Because it wasn't them. They didn't have that. And so they did everything they could to try to take that from you. They did everything they could. Constantly. If it wasn't this setting, it was another setting over here. It was somebody over here. You go here and it was something. So this has been your whole life. So this is what I mean when I say that it always felt like, man, like I'm not a perfect person, but I know that I'm a good person. I know that I try to speak life into everybody. I know that I'm kind. Not nice, because anybody can be nice. There's a difference between nice and kind. But kind meaning I have a genuine kind heart. Like I genuinely feel for people, and I genuinely want to see everybody be happy, and I genuinely want to see everybody make it. And if I can help, I will help. And that help might be, I might not have the money to go out and buy you something. If I do, I will. But the help might just be saying some kind words to you, giving you a compliment, trying to raise your spirits. You've always been that person to others, but for some reason, people never really did it like that when it came to you. And when they did, you always kind of felt like it was always with like a hidden agenda. They probably did it because they probably put you through something. They were trying to make themselves feel better. But what I'm feeling is that you finally made it through like some of the most difficult tests of your life. Like you've passed some of the most difficult tests of your life, and you've graduated past these levels. And so now it's like the veil has been lifted when it comes to you. And it's like people are finally starting to see you in your true light for the very first time. Because you've had so many people trying to tear the pen out of your hand and like literally rewrite your story. They didn't want you to have the story. They didn't want you to have the storyline that God wanted you to have. See, we come here and we're just born into this. We didn't ask for this. We're born into this. We can't help that we're chosen. We can't help that He chose us for the mission. That's not our fault. But see, they've been wrecking their head trying to figure out why it's you, and they'll never understand. And so they wanted to just take the glory. I can't understand why it's you and why it's not me. I hate the fact that it's you and it's not me. You know, because I've been running around telling everybody from the very beginning that you ain't nothing. You don't even deserve to sit with us for real. We just kind of like tolerate you. You're not a real friend. You're not a real friend. You know, you're not on our level. You're not good enough. Whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. This is how they talk about you when you're not around. This is how they treat you though when you are around. This is how they treat you. But this is how they talk about you to other people. And so other people over the years, it's like they didn't really respect you. But it was because, again, other people were trying to keep you hidden. They were trying to keep you in the dark. They never wanted you to get your true recognition. That's what jealousy and hate will do. That was the assignment, in their life, because, they're karmic and they serve a different, they had their chances to decide what side of the fence they were going to be on, and they made their choices. And so that's what they decided to do, and they never wanted to change. It was never about them changing, because they got a kick out of being mean to you. They got a kick out of doing the things that they did to you. They just got a kick out of being an evil, wicked person. But to the world, we're great, we support this person. Look how we show up for this person. But behind closed doors, they are working with the enemies of your life. They're a part of it. A part of the group of people who don't want to see you succeed, who have had other people come around just for the purpose of trying to figure you out and get information on you. And they did their due diligence on trying to paint you again in a way that never was your true light. It was never you. This is your Cinderella moment, because now God is lifting you up and putting you on a pedestal and allowing people to see you for who you really are. You've passed the test. They were all sitting around waiting for you to fall. And some of y'all actually did fall. You did fall. But the thing is, you got up. But you're not suffering the way that they expected you to suffer. You're not going through it the way they expect you to go through it. And this is why, after you went through what you went through, you start to see people's true colors in your life. See, when you think back on it, they was always hating. They was hating from the get-go. But they would try to cover it up. But see, we're not stupid and we're not slow. We're just kind, and we really a lot of times be hoping that people can just get their jealousy together, because we've been used to people being so mean and envious of us since we were kids. Remember, I said you guys have been under spiritual attack since you were children. People have been picking with you and trying to dim your light since you were a child. Shitting on your dreams since you were a kid. That's not normal behavior. People don't just attack kids, but they do chosen kids. These people will never admit it, that they did you like that they said those things to you. A lot of times they might not even remember, because again, they were just being used in the moment. It was an opportunity for a low vibrating demon to be able to use these people, because they were weak in that moment, and they saw it and they used that person to try to get to you. And that's what they do. We don't have normal experiences like everybody else. The things that we go through are next level, and they'll never understand. But you had a lot of people who never wanted to see you have that ribbon cutting. They never wanted to see you win the race. You had people that was supposed to be in your camp that would root for anybody for real and go behind the scenes and help anybody that they could. They'd rather see anybody win as long as it wasn't you. And they knew you deserved it. And they knew you worked hard for it. And they knew that it came so natural. It was effort. See, the thing about us is everybody want to steal from us and do what we do, but they want to talk about it. How do you try to paint a person like they are nobody? They nothing, but you always trying to do everything that they do. You follow and copy everything that they literally do. And then they'll sit up and tell you, I want to be just like you. They do, but they can't. They can't be like you. They can never be you. And so that's the whole point. That's what keeping you in the dark is supposed to do. Because if I can make this person feel like they're unimportant and not special, and if I could try to manipulate people around to see them in a light that I know is not theirs, then in their silly, goofy little minds, they can control your life path. To them, it's they think, and this is something I'll never understand, because, well, clearly these people don't believe in God, and that's the problem. They don't believe in God. Because they think that they're God. They think that they can play God in your life. They think they can stop something in your life. They can't stop nothing in God. If God say it's for you, then it's for you. It's going to be for you. But what they can do is they can delay you. And so that's when it becomes our responsibility, where we have to start opening our eyes to the truth, however hard that is, and realizing that it's going to take you getting from around the wrong people, because these people don't mean nothing good for your life, and they can literally block your blessings because they're blocking you in real life on purpose, intentionally, because they don't want to see you meet the mark. They don't want that for you. It's very unfortunate, because it's like, dang, like, is it that serious? But for them, it is that serious. Some of these people have made it their life mission to destroy you, and they're not going to give up until God makes them give up, until he just sit them down somewhere or lay their ass down somewhere. And that's the truth. Some of these people have teamed up, grouped up, clicked up, and they've made it their life mission to try to stop you and block you and make your life more difficult than it has to be, no matter what. They've taken that vow. And so that's cool, but they're just going to have to sit back and just watch you live the life that you deserve to have. So keep going, keep shining, keep allowing God to work in your life like you always have, because they can't keep you locked in that dungeon no more, because you done grew up. You have awakened to who you really are. You understand what all the spiritual warfare was about. You understand why you had to go through the things that you had to go through, because it was all like just preparing you for war. You're not even the same person you were before. You're stronger and better from every experience you've ever had. See, a lot of these people, it got so serious for them that when they saw that they couldn't like stop you, because they literally did, like at some point it was like, dang, like, he just not gonna stop, she just not gonna stop. So that's where the fake love and support came from, because it was like, well, if they make it, for real, I want to be able to reap the benefits of being able to say I'm a friend to them, because I see, how anointed and blessed they are for real. So yeah, I mean, they wanted to reap the benefits if you did make it, even though they know that deep down they never really wanted you to make it. But they saw the fact that it was so evident and so clear. Y'all would just go places together. You ever been with people and you notice how you might get attention, a different type of attention, like good attention, and then you can kind of like tell that the people that you're around, they kind of feel like you don't deserve it. Like, this is the problem with these people. Like, these people really feel like you don't deserve the things that you have in your life. They don't feel like you deserve it. To them, you were never good enough. To them, it's like you didn't have the perfect family. You didn't have the perfect wardrobe. You didn't come from, affluent people and all these things, but there was something that was just still so magical about you. And even though they had more hope than you initially in life, it was like they looked good on paper, but it was like your life just seemed to just flow so effortlessly, and it was just so, you just had this star quality that it didn't matter that they may have come from a different looking situation than yours. You just still kind of like, to them, stole the show. And you didn't even look at it like that, because you're a very humble person. You don't even think of yourself like that, but they do. And that was the problem. Like, it was always a secret competition when it came to you, and you were supposed to just always be, just a little tag along, like the help. Like, they treated you like you was the, what is it called? The hype man or some damn body. When you always had your own personality, when you always did your own thing, when you always had your own gifts, when you always, you had your own set of friends, you really messed with everybody. You weren't like, thinking you were better than people and couldn't hold a conversation with a person unless they was, clicked up and grouped up with certain people, or unless they had, you were just never like that. You were just always a real person, probably because you know what it looks like and what it feels like to have some level of struggle. You know what it looks like and feels like to be bullied. So you were never a bully, but you were always just a magical, high vibrating being, and people wanted to be around you. People gravitated towards you. It was like people try to always like little dog you, but it was like you were the reason people really was around the people that you was with. And they knew that. You was the only one that didn't know it because you were just you. Everybody else knew that though. And they saw how these people treated you. You had people telling you these people really ain't really rocking with you for real like that. But you, again, your heart is so pure. You're such a loving person that you was forgiving them anyway. You was forgiving them over and over and over and over again when they hurt you through the years. You know, never wanted nobody to see you. You didn't get certain invites. Other people got invites, but they never wanted you to put on that dress. They never wanted you to put on that tux because they were too afraid that somebody was going to see you. These people never really wanted you to have love. They never wanted you to be successful and get married and have a happy family. These people didn't want that for you. You're supposed to stay in the dungeon, hidden, away, you know, in rags, just cleaning, accepting the crumbs off the table, what they allowed you to have. That's what they wanted for your life. And God said, that's not what this is about. That, like, I know what you want for this person's life. I need them to be able to wake up to see what it is so they can remove themselves from you. This is God talking. So that my child can remove themselves from you so that I can give them what they're supposed to have. Because if I give it to them while you're in the midst, you're going to try to destroy it and block it. And I can't have that. Because see, God be sparing people from you. You know what I'm saying? He be sparing people from you, because the thing about it is, if it comes down to you and one of them, it ain't gonna be good for them. And he's long suffering. He that's why he don't just spank them. He don't just spank you the first time you do something. You know, you done got away with doing stuff. You done did multiple things in your life, and you done sat back and you done talked to God about it. God forgive me. God give me another chance, and you did. Think about all the times he's granted you grace and you didn't deserve it. He's like that with others too. Not even just the chosen ones. God loves everybody. Some people, they don't understand, like when you say I'm chosen and I know I'm chosen, some people might look at that and like take offense to that, like we think we better. No, it's not that. It's not that. They could have had the opportunity to be chosen too, but they chose not to answer the call, and that's the difference. But they want to sit up and be envious of us. When they didn't put the work in, they didn't make the sacrifices the same way that we did, but they want to sit up and hate us. That's why they're not chosen, because they don't have the right type heart and character to be chosen. That's the whole point. So it's like, again, God is breaking it down and putting everybody in their rightful place. Everybody that was out here hiding behind a fake facade, a fake image, pretending to be good people, doing all the right things for all the wrong reasons, your time is up. Their time is up. And it's your time to shine. It's your time for people to finally, and it's not even about these people, man, at all. It's really not. But it's just the fact that the way that it's happening, they can't help but to see it. Because these people know, a lot of these people know what you really went through. And when they see you out in public, that's why people stare at you the way that they do now. They've always stared at you in awe. Because you're, I'm sure, a beautiful person on the inside and the outside. So it ain't never about your outfit. It ain't never about your hair. It ain't never about your shoes. It's your spirit. I have to tell people that when people will give me compliments and stuff like that, it's just God. Thank you, baby. I appreciate it. But it's really just God. It's just the God in me. It's just God. Your energy can be felt. You stand out in a room. You are not like, you shine in a way that it's just impossible not to notice you. And that's been the whole thing with you. But now they know. If they didn't believe in God before, they believe in God now. If they have any question about God, all they got to do is look at your story. Because I'm telling you, you've had people watching you that you don't even know nothing about. They've been clocking your every move. And when they see you now, it is so clear and so evident how royal you are. They can't deny it now. If they wanted to deny it before, they can't deny it now. And so it's like now you're actually starting to live the life that you should have been living from the beginning. But you had to go up against so much opposition. You had so many attacks and so many people trying to block you from making it to this destination where you are right now. And it's a lifelong journey. But because you passed the test each and every time, now you're in your Cinderella moment. And it don't matter if you're a man, because this is unisex. You're in your king moment. Now you got that crown. You've deserved it your whole life. But you had to earn your way through, because you had so many people who unfortunately just did not want to see you have it. They didn't want to see you have it. But they don't got a choice. They gotta watch it, because they can't stop it. You're going to retire with that crown, and they're going to all have to sit back, and now all they can do is just eat their words and sit and watch. And they can't sit at that table, and they can't be a part of it, and they have themselves to blame for it because they know what they felt about you on the inside, and they just couldn't keep it in, and they just couldn't hide it, and they wanted everybody to feel the way that they felt because they hated you that much. You were the last person in the world that they wanted to really see be good. And it's just because of what you carry. It's just your spirit. Their spirits, they already know, baby, they can't do nothing with what you carry. And so because you've been such a threat for so many people, they worked overtime with no pay. Okay? These people was working for free out here, honey. The way they were working, baby, they could have gotten 4 degrees, but it was all about you. It's always just been all about you. From the beginning, from the jump, it's been all about you, chosen one. I want you to, and I can't even clap because one of my, as you can see, I'm holding the phone. Let's clap for him. Clap for him. Clap for these people, man, because they put on a good show. They did. They played their role, baby. I'm telling you, they played it to a T. They played it and played it and played it and played it, and they play it out now. It's over. It's done. It's done. God is rising you up like he promised you, like you knew he was always going to do. Now you're living the life that you truly deserve to live, and you're going to keep living that life. He's proud of how you did it. Like I said, you've passed every test. Flying colors. You did it in such a way with so much grace. They can't do nothing but respect you. It's your time. And I'm so happy for you because you deserve it. I'm so happy for you because you deserve it. These people that had their foot on your neck and treated you like you was less than nothing. And you've been the royal one this whole time. You've been the princess, the queen, the king, the prince this whole time. You've been a star this whole time. And now it's time for you to live your truth. You get to live your real story. Not the one that they wanted you to live. You don't got to live that story no more. That storyline is over with, done, dead, and it's out of here. Now you get to live your true story, your Cinderella story, and I am so proud of you, and you deserve it. I want you to tell your haters, did you really think that was gonna work? Nah, you don't even talk to them. Don't tell them nothing, because God is telling them everything that they need to know. God is saying, did you really think that was going to work? Let him do all the talking. Like that's what he always has done. We don't want no problems with nobody. We're a very peaceful people. That's the whole thing. We're peaceful. We're peaceful people. Again, not perfect. Not perfect. We make mistakes like everybody. But at the end of the day, even when we make mistakes and we go through things, God still sees our heart. He knows how we feel about the things that we've done and the things that we've gone through. Brother, now we have true remorse and empathy for people, man. That's the separation. But it ain't about all of that. It's about the fact that they never wanted to see you have it, and they worked so diligently to prevent you from living your truth. And ain't nothing they can do about it now because you live in it. Congratulations. Y'all passed the test. You're in your Cinderella moment. Enjoy it for the rest of your life. You earned it.